It's happening. We have another flip foldy contender and I'm all for it. This is our first look at the Tecno PHANTOM V Flip 5G. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. I'm thrilled because we get to look at another foldy today, but this time around the Flip, meaning a clamshell foldable, just like the Z Flips or the Moto Razr, and you guys know I love that. This is our look at the Tecno PHANTOM V Flip, which isn't Tecno's first foldy, but it's Tecno's first clamshell foldy. You see why I'm excited? Now, we did check out the PHANTOM V Fold, which was an impressive first try from Tecno, and that bigger foldy's claim to fame is that it's the cheapest foldy in the market right now. So that being said, I'm really curious to see Tecno's first attempt at the clamshell foldable. Without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. That's always so satisfying. And also, just like the Tecno Fold's hinge, except this hinge stays at various degree angles, which I imagine would be perfect for shooting with this phone. But more on shooting and those cameras later. Unfolding, it does feel similar to the Moto Razr in that I feel like it could unfold more, but it really can't. Again, note that, and I also said this in my Razr vid, though it does feel that way, it also seems like it's already unfolded and it's fully flat. The crease is still there, as with anything that folds, though expect that to disappear, or at least expect not to notice it when you're actually already using this phone. That's also a 120Hz screen, so it feels snappy, and this has an always-on display. On the right, we have a fingerprint scanner and volume buttons, SIM card tray on the left, and at the bottom, speakers and your charging port. That's a USB Type-C. Folded, this phone feels good in hand, especially when you have tiny hands. It sort of feels like the Moto Razr because it has more rounded edges, and on the side, see, no visible gaps. This material, Tecno says, is leather, though I'm thinking this is vegan leather. Either way, it feels nice and premium. This isn't the first time we're seeing a circular cover display. We've seen this on the Huawei P50 Pocket, but this is the first time we're seeing one this big. It's also right smack in the middle of the phone, and I sort of like how symmetrical this looks, though I'm not sure how this camera placement will factor in once we start shooting with them. Now, a round screen does seem like a great idea, especially for navigation. Swipe right and you get Spotify, swipe left, you get different widgets, swipe down, quick settings, and when you swipe up, you get your notifications. Though I'm not quite sure this round cover will work out for typing, but no need to worry because you don't even get a QWERTY keyboard on the cover display here or the ability to type messages. You can reply via the cover screen though, but only via quick replies and emojis. That cover screen you can also customize and even do these T-emojis. Like other clamshell foldies, there are a couple of ways to shoot with this phone. My favorite though, utilizing that cover display and that foldy form factor. So this way, you can prop the phone up and adjust the angles, and this can do a number of remote shooting options, so you can frame, preview through the cover, and either do voice shooting, which triggers the shutter when you say capture, shoot, or cheese. You can do gestures on here, which allows you to take a photo when a palm is recognized, and then there's also smile shot, which shoots when it sees a smiley face. Personally, the smile shot I don't use because I end up with like way more photos than I would take. If someone else is shooting for you, you can also turn on the cover screen so you get a little preview of how they're framing you. Plus, you can also use that cover screen with the phone completely closed, but you can only take videos, photos, and portraits. No zooming in or out, and from here you can try touch shooting or fingerprint shooting, meaning you use the fingerprint scanner button as a shutter. And finally, you can also shoot with that selfie camera with the phone either unfolded or folded for the best possible angle, which is a very useful feature for video calls. Now, those rear cameras, also those cameras by the cover screen, that's a 64 megapixel main camera and a 13 megapixel wide. For photos, you can do wide 1x and zoom up till 10x. For videos, you can do 1x to zooming into until 10x, and you can also shoot up to 4K 30 FPS video on here. Up front, on that 32 megapixel selfie camera, you can shoot up until 2K 30 FPS video, and there's an ultra steady mode that's available with both front and back cameras, although on 1080p 30 FPS. Now, one fun feature on this phone is that on portrait mode, there's an AI smart body option, which allows you to edit your body. Now, more than anything, I feel like this is a really funny feature, but yeah, you can but you can actually edit your body parts if you want to. I'm not advocating for it, I'm just saying you can if you wanted to. It's pretty interesting to me that Tecno is going after this foldy form factor. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy about it. For the last few years, Samsung has monopolized the market with the Z Flips, and if market interest and the fact that more companies are jumping into the clamshell foldy form factor is any indication, then we're about to see even more clamshell foldies. The circular display on this clamshell foldy is very interesting to me, and I really do love seeing different implementations on similar phones. But I will say that I'm not quite sure the circular display is the way to go, considering that we're getting issues from previous generation flip foldies that current releases were able to solve. Like, let's say for example, the Z Flip 5 with its wider cover display now allows you to see a full preview of what you're shooting, or even the Find and to Flip with the horizontal cover. I feel like that's a great implementation because it shows you more on the screen. You get what I'm saying. Then again though, this is Tecno's first clamshell, first flip foldy, and that being said, I do think that they're going in the right direction. One, in terms of them actually going into the clamshell form factor, and two, in terms of this first gen clamshell foldy itself. Similar to the Phantom V Fold, I will say that this is a great first try, although I'm willing to wait and see the next generation to see just how it gets better from here. Again, this is just our first look at the Phantom V Flip. Let me know what your questions are. Let me know what types of videos you'd want me to make with this phone. If you want a camera vlog test or a social media test, comment down below. That's it for today. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's LAZADA_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time.